Hi guys, welcome to Soul Connections. I'm your host, Jo Labbé. We are having some technical glitches on my end, so we're keeping our fingers and paws crossed that things are going to work as meant to. So big shout out to Neshi for broadcasting and producing my show today so I could be here live with you guys. So tonight is all about you and connecting with your spiritual team, and you get to choose how or what you would like to heal in your life, any intentions you have on that. And then after we do our healing, clearing, cleansing meditation, you guys ask for a card, and I will give you some guided messages. So today's deck is Ask an Angel. That will be this month's deck, and it is, let's see, of course it is. It's Tony Carmen Salerno. Doesn't seem to matter what I do, my team picks those, but with Carissa Mulatto. And so this is all about tapping into your angelic team and seeing what guidance they have for you, which is really nice because it allows us to, ask our spiritual team. We have many, many members of our spiritual team who can be here and help us on our journey. And sometimes we tend to ask the same ones. You've got a favorite friend and you always ask them advice, but, you never know. There might be another friend who's got wisdom for you. So tonight it's going to be all about asking an angel for some guidance. And of course, my team is chiming in. That doesn't mean they're not coming in if you need them. They'll just speak if you need it. So as these, live stream event kind of things work, make sure that you like and share the broadcast so that it can get out there to other people who might be in need. And especially today, because we had to do the broadcast a little bit differently, it would be really helpful if you guys could get the word out by sharing. And even if you do it after the show is already done, that's great, because people can still get guidance at any point when they need it. And in addition, if you simply ask for a card, I will do my best to pull a card for you and write it down in the group session. I am on vacation, so you might not get it really quickly, but I will do my best to check at least once a day and get those messages out for anybody in need. And we've been doing a whopping guidance business recently, because we've been usually doing about 30 or more cards every week, which I think is great because it means that people are really getting to connect with their spiritual team and get some movement in their everyday life. So I hope that's working for you guys as well. Don't mind me if I don't see your comments because I can't see them, and using my phone and the computer at the same time kind of messes what little internet connection I have. So I'm not going to go there. But Neshi is keeping me updated with people who are asking for gold. So I know that Rob and Julie and Rochelle and Renee have all already asked. I've seen a few. I can sort of see faces, liked things. So I know Minnie's in the house. And I'm pretty sure I saw Cassidy was in the house too. So feel free to just type in, that you would like a card if you want one, because I will make sure to do that. And I did have somebody message me earlier today who can't be in the broadcast. So I will pull their card as well. So if you know that you can't be there, but you're going to watch in the archives, you can always type that in as well. So Minnie, hi Cindy Lynn, and I'm pretty sure that one profile picture is Mary Ellen with the black and white dog. It's usually who I see. So we will start with Here we go. We're going to start with, guys. So let's start to get ourselves comfortable. Make sure that your arms and your legs are crossed. Just try to make sure that they're exactly even, because we want to make sure that all of the energy that we call in doesn't get stuck in our body. We want it to flow through us and send anything getting cleared down into the earth. All right?
Yeah.
So take a couple of deep breaths.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I am going to be making clearing noises, and that's what you're hearing. That's me clearing the energy of the group. So we're just taking a couple of deep breaths so that we get back in this moment, out of any anxiety or worry or stress that we may have carried for the day.
Yeah.
We're going to begin by calling in our connection with the divine, however you perceive that, whether you connect through God or Goddess or Creator or universe or oneness, consciousness, however you connect, experience the divine.
Yeah.
You want to begin by bringing that energy in.
Yeah.
And we ask that the divine surround and protect us in a bubble of infinite love and infinite light. And that all healing done this evening is for the good of all and harm to none, including ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you're feeling a little uncomfortable, you can always create a second bubble of love and light to surround you.
Yeah.
Asking the divine to create it, maybe surrounding the whole room that you're in, just so that you can feel safe in this moment.
Yeah.
To simply allow the healing to flow through you.
Yeah.
And we're going to call in your spiritual team, your angels, your guides, your ancestors,
Yeah.
your animal totem, the star beings, all divine of the highest, fullest, and brightest vibration available to you and to us in this moment of now.
Yeah.
And we begin by connecting energy above our head, at our crown. And you may experience tingling as heat, as pressure, as light, as cold. And you may sense nothing at all, and that is perfectly fine. Connect to the divine in our own unique way. There is no right and there is no wrong.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
We're going to ask the divine to begin by coming in to our third eye and stopping any spinning thoughts or ideas, balloons that may be pulling us out of the present moment. Anything that is pulling us into the past, wondering what we could have changed or what could have been different.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And pulling our energy out of the future in the worry of what will be, what could be, and simply being in this present moment now.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All of our senses and our intuition to work together as a team so that we can have clarity in our decisions, in what is happening to us and around us.
Yeah. Yeah.
And opening our ability to see clearly, not just what we wish to see, but what the divine is unfolding and showing us as well.
Yeah.
And opening all pathways of communication that we have with the divine and our spiritual team, as well as with others.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And in that communication, allowing ourselves to be heard fully, what we wish, what we desire, what we need, and to be able to hear others when they are asking for the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And releasing the energy in our jaw, and all the ways that we try to control our life and what's going on,
Yeah.
instead of allowing it to simply be the way it is meant.
Yeah. Yeah.
And opening our throat so that we can speak our authentic truth from our hearts. And opening ways for our self-expression, being able to share who we uniquely are and bringing our unique gifts to the planet.
Yeah.
And releasing all the ways that we've held back what was needed to be said, maybe in fear, worry, releasing all of that so that we may be able to speak freely,
Yeah.
lovingly, and with grace.
Yeah.
Releasing all the stress and the tension that you may be holding in the back of your neck, all the ways you felt held back by others or the need to hold back. Maybe
Yeah.
from others saying that you're too much, you're too sensitive, you're too different.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really giving yourself space to breathe life fully, releasing all the responsibilities and the burdens that you've been carrying on your shoulders
Yeah.
for yourself and for others. And really let go of those things that you said yes to that you really meant to say no. And just allowing that heaviness to release from your shoulders.
Yeah. Yeah.
And making room, moving into the heart and your lungs and opening up the fullness of your breath.
Yeah. Yeah.
Making room for more joy and more love and excitement to enter into your life.
Yeah.
Releasing any old sadness or disappointment, grief that you may be carrying, that you are ready to let go of. And any shame or blame you've been holding on to that may have left you feeling like less than or not enough.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And releasing any energy in the back where you felt unsupported by others, by the divine, where you felt the need to just push your way through things or will your way through, and really just coming back into center at this moment,
Yeah.
knowing that you're fully surrounded, supported.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And going into the upper right chamber of the heart and connecting with your inner child and really allowing your inner child some space to stretch and grow, and releasing them from the burdens of carrying the trauma from your childhood, feeling a heavy weight.
Yeah.
So just take a moment of letting that weight go, space to breathe and have fun, play,
Yeah. Yeah.
and releasing them from having to carry the traumas for you.
Yeah. Oh.
Good. And moving into the lower right chamber of the heart to the inner adult, and really releasing all the stress and the responsibilities that the adult has been walking around and carrying.
Yeah. Yeah.
The busy doing, and rather than just simply being in each moment.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
And into the lower left chamber of the heart and connecting with your inner warrior, the part of you that's ready to jump in and defend and fight for what is right. And at this exact moment can just simply relax and be at peace. So releasing the warrior from that sense of hypervigilance.
Yeah. Yeah.
And giving space for the warrior to simply be ready when needed, but allowed to be at peace. Moment.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Yeah.
And moving into the upper left chamber of the heart and connecting with the inner sage elder.
Yeah.
That wise one that you've carried with you through each and every lifetime, who holds all the knowledge you accumulated, ready and waiting for you to simply ask. And allowing that inner knowing to activate for you whenever you need it.
Yeah.
And actually inviting that energy to come through so that you have patience
Yeah.
in a fuller and more complete way.
Got it. Yeah.
And there's a last little bit of grief sitting in the very center of the heart.
Yeah.
Knowing that it's there and knowing that you can hold on to it if you need it. Just breathing in some love and light into that so the grief doesn't have to feel so heavy and so overwhelming.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it.
It can simply be present if you need it. And moving into your upper belly, into the solar plexus, releasing any anxiety, overwhelm, panic, fear that you may be holding on to in there that's just really squeezing the belly tightly.
Got it.
Because all of that energy pulls you out of the moment.
Got it. Got it.
And releasing any energy that is squeezing your self-esteem, your self-confidence, your self-worth.
Got it. Yeah.
Anything that is causing you to feel like you're not enough. That is very subjective, and that is someone else's view of you, not the divine's view of you, and not your soul's view of you. So simply breathing into the fullness of who you are and who you are meant to be. Seeing old anger and frustration, judgment and resentment
Yeah.
that are also your being.
Got it. Yeah.
Allowing all of the organs to cleanse and clear and release. Let go of any extra energy they may be holding on to.
Got it. Yeah.
So moving into the lower belly.
Yeah.
And really letting go of any emotions of any kind that you've held on to that are no longer needed in the moment. Emotions are our radar, letting us know how to experience in the moment, but we aren't meant to hold on to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And sending healing out through all of our relationships, especially those that are out of balance, out of sync, where the giving and the receiving aren't equal.
Yeah.
That includes our relationships with things like alcohol. There's some alcohol in the room. Drugs, cigarettes, food, money, big. Because again, money is simply a thing, but we sometimes turn it into this large being that has control of our entire life. And bringing that back into balance.
Yeah.
Bringing the water energy back into balance, where it is okay to feel all of your feelings fully. No apologies necessary. They're yours. You get to have them.
Yeah.
And bringing the energy down into our root chakra and releasing any energy of instability that may be holding on to. Any feelings of safety or security that have been feeling wobbly or wobbly in the past.
Yeah.
Maybe things to do with your job, or even the job of a loved one influence how safe and secure you feel in your own environment.
Yeah.
And any difficulty you're having with your primal tribe, your original family, current or past difficulties that you may have held on to, that pain in the fanny that you may be experiencing early, that sciatic.
Yeah.
And now allow to flow down both legs equally. The thigh, down through both knees, really clearing the knees and opening up our ability to be flexible in our life. Flexible with what's happening, how things are unfolding, allowing us to walk our spiritual, our physical life in balance.
Yeah.
Bringing it down the calves and the shins into your ankles and your feet.
Yeah.
Feeling the energy connect deeply to Grandmother Earth. So you may experience that as roots of your feet and deep into the ground, or you may sense like a giant umbilical cord from your tailbone or your heart that goes all the way through the ground and all the layers of the earth. And just feeling the roots and that cord go deeper and deeper, miles and miles into the center of the earth, until it reaches all the way to the very molten lava center. And allowing the energy to serve the heart, to connect to the heart, and allow yourself to be anchored, rooted, connected to the fullness of being an earth being at this moment.
Yeah.
and letting everything that you've decided to release to go down into the ground to be composted into beautiful new water, new air, new food for the entire planet.
Right.
And allow the energy to come up through your roots from Grandmother Earth, filling and sustaining, nourishing your entire being. So feeling it come up through your feet, and it feel like golden honey. It may feel like juicy, thick mud, but it comes up and it fills in all the cracks and the crevices. And it comes up through your feet, through your calves and your shins, up through your knees, all the way up your legs, filling in your whole pelvic floor.
Right.
Really allow it to fill the whole bottom part of your torso with this golden energy of healing, allowing it to come up to your belly, to your torso, your rib cage,
Right. Yes, Ganaye.
allowing it to fill in your heart. As it fills in the heart, it fills in all 4 chambers and allows the heart to stretch just a little bit to hold even more unconditional love for yourself and for others.
Right. Yes, Ganaye. Yeah. Yeah.
And allowing the heart to overflow with all that love and compassion and go down your arms into your hands.
Yonaye Chana. Yeah.
Releasing any additional energy you may be holding on to as it's filling and clearing. And moving up into your throat and into your head, all the way up, and allowing it to gently overflow out of the top of your head, down your body,
Yonaye.
cleansing and repairing your aura in all of its layers. In front of you, behind you, on either side of you, above you and below you. And remembering that below you goes deep within the earth, not just touches the surface.
God.
Allowing the physical layer to be, and the emotional layer. The mental layer and the spiritual layer.
Yonaye. Yeah. Yeah.
And even through your karma and your past lives.
Yeah.
And now taking a moment to send healing to have prayed for help and guidance and assistance. No good of all and harm to none. And in addition, sending healing down to grandmother, all that she does for us in gratitude and in love. For with her healing, we heal ourselves, because we all live within her being and within her auric layers. We are in her physical layer.
God.
Now take a moment of gratitude, thanking our spiritual team for being present with you during this healing, reminding you, guiding you on what you need.
God. God.
And we're going to gently begin to dissolve in, wiggling our fingers and our toes and stretching. Going back into the moment, our ability. Right, welcome back, you guys. My little bit of decaf coffee. We're good to go. All right, so I'm gonna, if you would like a card drawn, just type in yes, and Neshi will let me know that you've asked for one. So I'm gonna get started. So the first one I'm gonna pull is from Mary Elizabeth, because she sent me a message earlier today. So your card is called Children, and it's from Archangel Metatron. So this has a couple of meanings. One is it might be time for children in your life, and or to be thinking about children and bringing children into your life. But it also can be about working with children. And Metatron is an archangel who was here in physical form. He's the prophet Enoch. And so he has a really interesting perspective out of the angels, because he remembers what it was like to be here. And so sometimes children is about your inner child. With your child, we begin to feel childish. We feel hurt. Our feelings get hurt. And when that, because our inner child is the one who's out and about. And so sometimes learning to caretake our inner child then gets us ready to deal with other children. And the thing now is you also may be dealing with some people that are around you who you're actually dealing with their wounded child as opposed to dealing with them in person. And so when we treat others like when they're hurt and wounded and cranky, instead of being triggered by that, if we can remember that it's a child that's talking to us, we often have a gentler tone and a gentler frequency and are more patient and nurturing with them rather than getting short-tempered. So I'm not sure which is which. But children seems to be a really big thing. So you know what that means for you, and your team does too. So if you need some additional guidance on that, let me know. All right, so the next card is for Rob. All right, Rob. I love this card. I love these cards in general. So this one is Divine Mystery. And Divine Mystery is Archangel Raziel. And so this is the time when you explore your inner mystic. And what I mean by that is we all have our own spiritual connection. And we may not hear them, we may not see them, but the presence in our own way. And so it's time for you to tap into how you connect with the divine and really think about opening, expanding. Because there's deep knowledge that is trying to be shared with you, expressed with you. It's kind of like it's knocking on the door, but hasn't been allowed to enter. And so, you know, some people get nervous around the word mystery or mystic because there's this sense of the unknown. Well, it's only unknown because you haven't explored it yet. As soon as you explored it, it'll become part of who you are. So it's a time for you to start to dive into that and connect with that. I love that it's the dove because it always feels so peaceful to me as you do that. All right, and for Julie, your card is music. Surprise, surprise. So this one is Archangel Israfel. I hope I said that right. Some of these archangels I don't work with very often. I just see their colors, so they already know I'm terrible at pronunciation. So, so your card is all about music, and so you're a psychic. I don't know what this means, but what I'm getting for you is that you know that you are a guided force through your music. You are meant to be a minister of music. And you've been exploring ways to share your gifts through your, and all things come together in that way. And remember to think outside the box. Don't assume that the way you're supposed to express your music has been done already. It may be a completely new and different way that you are meant to share your gift. And so this is a deeper dive into sound and healing for yourself first. And in the self-exploration, this new way, you then turn around and share with others because of how well it will work for you. So get going on that, girl, because we need it. That makes sense. All right, Rochelle. Ah, nice. So Rochelle, your card is prosperity. And this is Sachiel. And so prosperity is we think about money. When we think of money controlling what we do and how we do things, we are considered in an and so being conscious of when we are using words and ideas and beliefs that create lack is really key. How many times do you say, I have the money? And I know there's a whole bunch of people now to that because it's an excuse we've heard. It's an excuse we've given. You are in alignment with your soul, the universe will allow the money to show up. So if there's this class that you are meaning to take or are afraid of the money commitment, cut it out. Allow the universe to provide it for you. You can talk to some of my students how that happens because it's one of the things that happens with my school all the time. People sign the contract to come to the school, having no idea how they're going to pay for it. And the money always shows up exactly when it's supposed to, right on time, often to the very dollar. So don't allow the money to control you any longer, because it's controlling the quality of your life at the moment. That's the big message. All right, Renee. My dear. Love your team, yes. All right. Your card, sweetheart, is forgiveness. Woo, big one for a lot of us. So forgiveness is Archangel Zadkiel. And this starts with yourself. Forgiveness always starts with ourselves. And forgiving ourselves, creating our chaotic life, creating the experiences that we chose to go through, and forgiving ourselves for all the times that we have done negative, right? We are our own worst critics. Nobody abuses us like we abuse ourselves, because we say terrible things to ourselves over and over. And when we do that, we create room for other people to treat us the same way. So when we can forgive ourselves for ourselves as fully as we could, then we allow other people to love us as well. And your inner child is really, really active right now. And that inner child needs to be loved and nurtured. And that comes through forgiveness as well, because right now the inner child is kind of acting out. The child is wounded. So really tap into, how can I forgive myself today? And what can I do that shows how much I truly care and love myself in this moment? And that will put you on your path, okay? All right, so Cindy Lynn.
Yeah.
Neat. So your card is from your guardian angel. And it says special message. Whew. All right, got to get both feet on the ground for this one. This card's a tough one for me, because then your guardian angel usually channels right through. All right, so Cindy Lynn, you have been caught in a struggle recently, and this struggle has really been taking a toll on you energetically, and it's been radiating out into your family. And this is all about change for you. And sometimes change comes in a tornado, and sometimes it comes in as, and right now, the way for this to shift is for you to let go of all of the resistance you're hanging on to. It is really, really scary to take that leap of faith, but your spiritual team is here with you. So what feels like Grand Canyon is really like a crack in the sidewalk. And it is not just your guardian angel who's working with you, it's your whole team members of the spiritual team that's part of your family as well, like your son, maybe, working together to get through this shift. And if it doesn't feel like a tornado yet, just hold on and just know that this is all really good change, because sometimes, we don't even realize how much we're holding. So you are in a space, sweetheart, where of faith, and there's plenty of people around you as well as who will help you with that if you need it. Whew. All right, my dear. All right, Minnie. This is a little bit sexy, so if there are any small children in the room, woohoo! So this is Anayo, and this is sexuality. Mm-hmm. So it's time to tap into that. A lot of people are timid with their second chakra, is how I like to think of it. But our sexuality and our sensuality are tied directly to our spirituality. How much we flow in all things is how we flow energy. So when we're trying to create things like abundance, if we're holding back how we feel as a sensual being, we're holding back in our life. And so feel free to explore who you are and how you present yourself, because, you know, that is the flow of creation. You know, it's all that, like, all I see is like this golden womb of like love entering out of you. So really tapping into how you feel as a divine feminine being that you are, and let that free. And you know, we get to a certain age and we feel like we should behave a certain way, or it's only okay to be this way. Let it go. Allow yourself to tap into that, because it's going to open even more abundance in your life. I'm feeling like once you get all of the rivers flowing, you won't know what to do except kind of like, I see you in like a white water raft going down the rapids as all of this stuff is flowing in your life. So nice job. Tap into that. Mary Ellen. Your card, sweetheart, is home. And this is Muriel. And this is time to put the heart back into your home. Put the love back in. You know, sometimes we get caught up in all our doing and we forget that our home is supposed to be our sanctuary, where we rest and we feel safe and we feel loved and complete. And so your home is asking for you to spend a little time showing it how much you care about it. Maybe you put out some fresh, maybe you rearrange the furniture, or, you know, I love to switch out I have an altar in a couple different rooms, so I freshen it up with new things and just let my home know how much I appreciate it, because it takes care of us and it gives us a safe place to be. And we bring our work home with us, and we're dragging our feet coming in, and we're, you know, that's all we talk about there. We're not letting anything go. We're not being in the moment, and the home is there to give us a sacred place for us to recharge our battery. So you might also want to see where the clutter is collecting in the house. When my kitchen table gets cluttered, I know that I'm cluttered inside my being. So it's time for me to start getting that clutter out, or check your closet or your junk drawer, how they looking, because that'll let you know. Now she just was like, not the junk drawer. You know, because it's an indication of how chaotic you're feeling on the inside. So, all right, my dear, get to it. And Crystal. Love Raphael. So this healing, Archangel Raphael. And I don't know if you can see, but there's like on the necklace, there's the caduceus, and there's a circle with a triangle. So it's really, really cool because it's calling in a lot of ancient healing. Raphael, again, is the guy to tap into. When using Archangel Raphael for healing, you can call on him to help with things. He's reminding you of that. His color that he heals with is a pinkish color. And when we do the healing meditation, if you call his energy in with the divine, it almost feels like toothpaste. Might sound strange, but his energy comes in and it sticks to anything that's not meant to be there. And then when you rinse it, it takes all and flushes. So sometimes we've got things that are stuck in the corners and we can't get at them. And so energy in, it's for a deeper healing. And he's really, really on point to use when sitting in the corners, because grief causes so many physical ailments. It creates so much heaviness in our lives. And so when he's here to be with you, simply be thankful. And when I use Raphael, or when I feel called to bring him in, generally there's so much peace and tranquility that happens. So just invite him to come in meditation with you, or to walk with you in your life so that you can feel more love and compassion. Invite him to come to heal you while you're sleeping, because he's a very gentle healer and will do that to not disrupt you. So don't be afraid to call him in. Because he's one of the good ones. I like to bring in. I use him a lot with people with traumatic stress. And I have a really cool channeled healing blend from the Trinity healing blends. And the spiritual angel Raphael, you actually just put it on and it calls him in right in the moment. It's really wild. All right, so I think we are on to Margaret. Margaret, your card is creativity. And Nathaniel. So there's all this fire coming up. All of these ideas and all this stuff that's like ready for you to take action. You've got all these creative juices flowing. You just need to do something with them. So you're being reminded not to do things the same old way you've always done them. We get in a rut, right? And we just, you buy chicken and you've got 3 chicken recipes that you do over and over and over again because they're your good old favorites. And yet, there's 5,000 out there available. So you do your creative brainstorming, I guess is the best word. Try, writing everything out just without censoring, and try journaling, and try I have one of those apps on my phone where you can record your voice and just all your ideas to just kind of out. And then from there, you inspire you, because you've got something big that is trying to to manifest. And right now it's stuck in the spinning energy of ideas. But I don't know another card. All of that fire is about creativity, ready to take action, ready to really get. It's time for you to take action. And so get those ideas out onto paper, get them however it feels best for you, and really get that energy moving, because what you're trying to manifest is actually going to help a lot as well. And so when we wait and we don't take action, we actually are impacting others as well. All right. We're on now. Yeah. Woo. She's a tough woman, huh? All right. That's Archangel Chamuel. And your divine justice. So, have this sense that maybe you've been wronged. Samuel's got the sword out, but also the cross. And the energy that's coming through is righteous anger. Like, you have every reason, righteous anger. Things have not been okay. Things have not been handled well. I guess that's the best phrase for that. And so it's not time for you to take action. It's time to allow the divine to serve justice up in its own way. So some people call this karma, but this isn't something that we're talking about long-term having to wait for the turnaround time on. You know, what comes around, right? When you hold out anger, your own righteous anger, and you hold on to it and you're wishing negative things to happen, then those negative things start to happen to you. When you can say, they're going to have to deal with karma on that one. The divine is going to handle this one in its own timing. It allows it to happen faster. When we have anger, we have fear. And when we have fear, we're not in love. And when we're not in love, we're pulled out of our own highest vibration. So holding onto righteous anger is not going to get you anywhere, and it's not going to get anything accomplished. The only thing that's going to get accomplished is more anger and more fear. So when you can take a deep breath and go, whew, they're going to have to deal with karma on that one. I get to let that one go. Then it will get taken care of. And more fully and more completely, and in a way that is in alignment with what is equivalent to you. So one of the things that happens, especially lately, is people are getting all revved up and angry about things that are happening, and they don't use it in a positive way, create positive change. So when you hold on to righteous anger, you affect your kidneys and you affect your liver, big, big, big time. So, you know, knowing that it can cause you bodily harm to hold on to it, let it. Divine is ready. Chamuel is like armed and ready. So let him, her do the work. Depending if Chamuel is female or male. I tend to see Chamuel female. In this depiction, Chamuel's female. But I know I've seen paintings where Chamuel is male. So whatever connection you have, call on Chamuel to handle it, and swiftly, but lovingly in kind of an odd way. All right, phew. Geez, you guys, you're making me work. All right, Michelle. What is it with you guys? All right, your card is battle. You have Samael. You guys are just at us. So this card has a little different flavor because it has a little bit of self energy. When we don't know what to do, we sort of have this tug of war inside of ourselves. Should I? Shouldn't I? Yes, no. And when we do, we start to create sort of a battlefield. And then when we're in that state, we start to add energy with others. And we get triggered and we say things we don't mean. And this is reminding you all the stuff you're battling outside of you, you are battling inside of you. So this is when I always think about the words make me. I talk to my students a lot about when they say, he made me feel, she made me this. When you're using made me, that's not in truth. The truth is, I felt this way from what was said. It was your reaction. So remember, the battle is inside of you, not outside of you. So, maybe you had a fight with your mom. She said this and that. Right? Turn it back inside and realize that I reacted this way when she said that. Felt this way. And so the battle is happening inside of you, even though you may be perceiving it around you. Really call on Samuel to help you with that, because it's like an that you're dealing with. And we all go through that, because that's usually a sign that we're trying to grow and trying to expand. We've been in boxes that other people like us to be in, and it doesn't really fit anymore. So when we get into that tug of war, it's because we're trying to stretch and grow and be a fuller version of ourselves. All right? All right, so now we're on to Peggy. All right, Peggy, your clarity. I don't know if you see, she's looking up, and that's Archangel Jeremiah. And he is when we are fuzzy in our third eye, when we aren't perceiving clearly or fully what's going on around us. And when we're asking for clarity, it usually means we're not hearing or receiving the information from our spiritual team. And so when we need clarity, we always need quiet. We need some contemplation, and we need to cut out all the interference of what's going on around. So it's time to kind of like put down the phone, put away the computer, and just sit and be quiet and listen to your soul and hear what it needs to say to you. Jeremiah is a very soft presence. So you're not going to get a blaring, be quiet, and then all of a sudden, you're getting everything to come through clearly. It's really feeling into your heart space, that really soft in your heart, and allowing the truth to unfold there. That's where the clarity is. It's not in the thinking brain. So more thinking isn't going to help. Quiet and listening to the tiny space in your heart is where you're going to find. All right. Again, Allie. Your card is peace. I always think this card looks like Jesus. But it's Melchizedek. And peace is that tranquil space in your heart. It's very similar to the one before for clarity. But this is when you feel into the very center of your heart and you allow that heart to glow and send love vibrating out. So when I see it, it's like a ripple in your aura. It starts at the ripples outward until it reaches all of your personal bubble and your whole field. And it goes out in like a pulse wave. And it's very pink, almost fuchsia color. And so this is about breathing in a peaceful state, allowing the chatter in the brain, the chatter in the mind to dissolve and really reach inside you for peace. Sometimes we get distracted by our environment and what's going on around us, and we think that's connected to who we are. But when you can go into that heart space and create peace inside of you, all of a sudden your environment becomes peaceful too. So it's similar to the chaos in the house kind of thing. If you're feeling chaotic, then look inside and create the peace inside of you, and then you'll be able to share it everywhere. And for whatever reason, I'm supposed to remind you that Saturday is the open house for the school from 10 until 5. So if you are free, you should come by, and because we are doing a day in the heart energy, and it will allow you to connect to that peaceful place, because I don't think you're that far. I think you're like a little over an hour from me. All right, Mary. Your card is passion. Nathaniel. So this is passion and desire places. So desire is in your second chakra. It's below the belly button. It's connected to water. Passion is the fire and the water and the air all together. So it's using your second, your third, and your fourth chakra. It's why you see the heart has the fire but the heart takes wings. And so this is basically saying to you, allow your heart to grow and expand and take flight. What can you put your heart and soul into? What makes your heart sing? What makes you your heart is on fire? Because that thing that you're passionate about is part of your life purpose. And when we decide that, oh, we don't have time, or oh, it's foolish, and it's like we're missing a piece of ourselves when we don't step into that when we are passionate about something, we are meant to share it with other people, because then it brings them joy and it reminds them of where their passion is in themselves. And this isn't about sexuality passion. This is all of that, like, desire to do something or be something that is connected to your soul's purpose. And so it's like waiting for you to take flight. So get at it, because we need you doing your purpose. There's somebody out there here to light their way. So get to work, because we need it. All right, Deborah. And it's Mika. Time is one of those things that we also get energy and a lot of our power away to. I don't have time, right? But the divine and the infinite does not understand, because there is no such thing. And so when we get caught up in the restrictions of time and the restrictions of, well, I can't do that. I'm a certain age. I'm too old for that, right? Or I'm too old to start again. Or it's too late. According to who? Right? So don't allow time or age or any other restriction stop you from doing what you feel called to do. Because again, this is connected to your life purpose. And the feeling, there are people who feel to go back to school, or they're doing something. We don't know, there's no expiration date on our package, right? And if we're supposed to do something as part of our soul contract, it doesn't mean we are supposed to do it our entire life. Maybe you need to do that thing for it's because you're going to reach that one person who needed it. So don't place earthly restrictions upon what you do or how you do it. And don't let others do that to you either. Kind of hearing that piece. And I don't know you well, so I'm like, so other people will control us, or often they're trying to help, by saying, oh, you don't really have time to do that. Well, it's your time. You get to use it how you want to. And when we're in divine timing, time expands. You think that you spent hours doing something and it was 20 minutes. Because when you're right in sync with the divine and how things are supposed to unfold, it happens in a flash. So try to let go of those restrictions. I'm hearing time and age. So let those go, because they are not relevant for what you are meant to do. All right, Ellen. Conflict resolution. Oh, dear. Archangel Raguel. Oh, my. So, this is similar to the battle. We crazy scenarios with people and with ourselves that, like, so he didn't love me. Right? And then the next thing because and when that person does call, they don't understand why you're mad. because now you've created this whole battle. So when you come up against conflict, that's a good thing, because it lets you know that your energy isn't in sync. Don't go into the negativity of, oh no, woe is me, this is bad, so-and-so is angry. No, it's good, it's really good, because know that there's miscommunication. And that's all it is miscommunication. And so when you stop and you breathe and you talk it through, you realize that somebody made an assumption and have all the information, and there's really nothing to. But when we blow it up in our brain and in our mind, we create all sorts of chaos. And so when you feel this conflict or this thing taking root, check into whether it's in your fantasy brain or whether you've had the be true, because I'm feeling huge amounts of miscommunication happening. Okay? All right. We're moving on to Nelson. Your card is prayer. And this is Archangel. Sandalphon is another one of the archangels who was here in physical form. Which prophet, and I apologize for that, but he was here in physical form. And Archangel Sandalphon is reminding you that when you ask for things, when you pray for things, and we don't want to bother our angel guides for asking for things that seem little, but they're here to help us through everything, even getting a parking space. It's not, we're not big, we're meant to have communication with them all the time. And so you're being reminded that it's okay to pray for anything, even like a new job or a beautiful red dress. You know, you can ask for anything. And we only wait until we're in dire desperation. We're out of practice. And so our team doesn't respond as quickly. We pray constantly or pray often. Our team is like ready to go. It's like they're runners and they're like take off for us. You know, but if we don't use them, they're kind of like lazy and stand like, oh, you mean me? All right. And whatnot. But when we use them often, then they respond really quickly. So reach out and ask for help and guidance in praying and using prayer more frequently. However you are comfortable with that. It doesn't have to be like kneeling by the side of your bed. It can be just sitting, in your car while you're breathing, while you're sitting in traffic, or and just allow that to unfold for you. All right, looks like Sonia is the last on our list. One of my favorite. All right, you have Archangel Metatron, my dear. That's my dude, totally my dude. And this is heaven and earth, which is perfect. Because Archangel Metatron is so instrumental in finding us as above, so below. That when we are connected to the divine and we are connected to the earth, we are fully open. All of our chakras are fully open, and we are in the fullest state we are able to be in. And in that fullness, call heaven down here onto the earth plane. We get to and live on the earth plane. We don't have to look us. It is part of us now while we are here. So this is a reminder that you're a divine being, sweetheart, and you get to call, that divine energy to balance you out. It may also be a little bit of the divine coming into balance, and really allowing yourself to feel the connection here in your body, that you don't have to go up and out to find it. Heaven lies within your own heart and your own being. And woohoo! I love Metatron. Love me some Metatron. He's so powerful at grounding you. So you like layers of grounding beneath your feet. And my first year students will tell you, when they learn to bring that Metatron energy in for grounding, they never have to worry about grounding again. It's like boom. But it's allowing you to feel that fullness of the divine right here in your physical body. You don't have to go out to get it. So enjoy that, sweetheart, and have a great week. Of you who tuned in, and all the wonderful thank yous that I will read after the show is done. I can't see them all. And for those of you who are in my neck of the woods, next on Saturday from 10 to 5, we are Awaken Your True Potential. And it's an open house for the school, so you can actually experience what Trinity School of Healing offers, how we do our work, how we clear your energy, and help you be a fuller version of yourself. And if that's something that you've been seeking or wanting to connect with, you're welcome to come. If you are a Star Nations listener, it's only $33.99, and we pay for your lunch even. So come and join us. And if not, I will see you guys next week, either on Chakra Days at 2 or on Soul Connections next Wednesday here at 7 p.m. all Eastern time, because I forget that there's other time zones. Have a great night, and I'll talk soon. Bye.